Welcome to the New Creatives. If it's not obvious from the title, this show is about creativity.
We want to know what it means to be a creative person today, with new tools, new media, and new platforms.
Today's guest, Shaun McBride, got his start as a Snapchat star, and honestly, before we met him, I didn't even realize that was a thing.
Neither did I, but he has a huge number of very loyal fans and a fast-growing YouTube channel.
He's been doing this for a while. Recording his life has become second nature.
So, while we were recording a TV show about him,
he was making a YouTube video about us.
Dun, 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 dun! Look at this official audio. Hey! How's it going?
How's it going, man?
Hey. Dude, I'm all about high fives.
Everyone's high-fiving.
I started back in the skateboard snowboard industry, which you always got to follow your passions, you know, and that's what I'm passionate about. And so I was a sales rep for the Rocky Mountain region, traveling between Utah, Colorado, doing lots of fun stuff, snowboarding, helicopter, backcountry skiing, like all this cool stuff. And my sister's like, you should get this app so we can see what you're doing all the time, because I was always out of town and at cool concerts and whatnot. So they had me get Snapchat, and I started Snapchatting all this fun stuff. And I specifically remember my very first Snapchat that I sent to them was this old lady with bright green, yellow, blue hair, and she was on the airplane, and I took the sneaky picture of her, and then it clicked, and it was super awkward because everyone heard the photo, and I was like, oh, this is awkward. But I drew her into a My Little Pony, and I sent it to my sisters, and then they showed all the people at their school, look how funny the Snapchat is, and then their school started following me, and then they told their friends, and then eventually it got on the internet on Reddit or something, and it just kind of took off, and now I just draw pictures on my phone.
My question for you, because you talked about a lot of collaborations that you did,
yeah.
What's the most fun collaboration you've ever done?
I was the first one to do a Snapchat, what's it called? Hold on.
Branded content.
Yes, branded content.
Just to fill you in, branded content is how people like Shaun make a living on social media. Shaun creates a fun Snapchat story that puts the brand front and center, and voila, everybody gets what they want. Fans get their Shonduras fix, the brand gets promoted, and Shaun gets paid by the brand.
So I was like, look, Snapchat's super engaging. People, it's not playing in the background. Their fingers on the phone right there. They're watching it. This is going to be the future of marketing on digital and social. And all these smaller middleman brands were just shutting me down. I don't know. And finally I pitched Disney, the monster of all brands, and they're like, yeah, let's do it. So Disney is a 24-hour event to kick off the spring and summer, and both in Disneyland and Disney World, the park's open for 24 hours. You're about to go inside the Disney castle. I was like, what if I went to both Disney parks in one day? So I started the morning, Disney World. Then we rushed me to the airport. I'm off to the airport. And I flew to Disneyland. I'm going to Disneyland.
Disneyland.
Disneyland! And because of the time difference and everything, I got there at almost the same time, and then I finished the second half of my day. So it was a 38-hour day in the Disney park. 2 Disney parks in one day.
Marathon Disney.
I think that was the craziest day of my life. Good night.
We want to explore your creative process by making something original together, and that could be something that you've, done it before. It could also be something totally new and original.
It's got to be something totally new. To be honest, I'm not a good artist. I people think I'm this master artist who found Snapchat and was able to release my creativity through the platform. It's no, I don't know how to draw. I just liked having fun on Snapchat. And then I was like, hey, these stories would be a lot better if I could illustrate them and would add more value and be more interesting, So I kind of learned how to draw, and I would literally, I remember 2 years ago, Google searching what do angry eyes look like? What do funny eyes look like? And I just learned what all these how to draw, and pen and paper, can't draw. Paint, I don't even know how to use paint. Snapchat, you just take your finger and draw. So you've gotten excellent at Snapchat art, but mural drawings, that's intimidating right there. I don't even know if I could do that, to be honest.
So it scares you, you'd say.
Yeah, that is. Tomorrow, we're doing this really cool project that I've wanted to do for a long time. Basically, I like doing Snapchat art, but I've never been a really good artist. I'm doing this project with the New Creatives that's an actual painting, a giant mural on a wall. With all my social media, it's very engaged with the people that enjoy it, and that interaction between me and other people is something that I think is really neat on social. And so I want to do the same thing with the mural. I want to have my fans show up, my family show up, random people that are walking on the streets, what are you guys doing? And I want them to add to the mural and be yeah, I contributed to that.
So over the past few weeks, we've collaborated with Shaun to come up with a concept. Shaun came up with a concept, which then we came up with some rough sketches for, and then an illustrator has helped kind of polish that image to something that we can apply to this wall.
The problem we're running up against, though, is time.
We've been working on this all day. This is how far we've gotten. This is how much we have left to go. And we were working on this all day yesterday. So we've got about 3 hours before tons of people start showing up.
Easy. This is a lot easier when I have a snowboard strapped to my feet. It's kind of scary up here. There's a couple spots where I kind of colored out the lines, but that's okay. You know what they say about people that color out the lines? They messed up.
Rule breakers.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you just gotta color outside the lines in life. So your boat's anywhere under the second line right here, cool? So we're just gonna have a row of all your boats. A ship in the harbor is safe, but that's not what ships are built for.
You wouldn't have had a successful venture if you hadn't done your failing venture first.
Yeah, done, life lesson. That sounds like a life lesson. Hi, girls.
Our lesson here is simple. It's okay to be afraid of doing something new.
The whole like garbage bag thing is just so like raw and next level. I think it would get a lot of repins.
I mean, he already has a well-established niche. He has a big audience who knows what to expect from him. And to go outside of that could be really intimidating.
Which brings us to this week's challenge. Do something that scares you.
Go face one of your fears. Take a picture, make a short video, write a blog post, or find some other way of documenting your bravery, and then hashtag it TNC, do it anyway. If we like what you share, we'll share it too.
So don't just watch stuff, make stuff.